Boxing King Media in association with the Riyadh season. It's the day after the night before. I'm guessing you're running on maybe 3-4 hours sleep, Alex?
Yes, because I went to bed late or early, or I don't know how to say. It was like something 8 o'clock, because we were watching our guy Berinchik fighting Navarrete together with Usyk and the team, and we were celebrating his victory as well.
Yeah, it's been, I'm going to come on to Berinchik, but it's been a bit of a wild week for Ukraine. 3 world champions crowned in space of what, 4 days, 3 days?
Yep. Lomachenko last weekend, Usyk, Berinchik this weekend. It's like a fairy tale.
Indeed it is. I'll start with, we'll kind of go through the last night. The rivals, you guys rock up, Alexander turns up, he's got his bear that his children gave him. Tyson comes in, everything's running smoothly, no issues with the ring canvas, amazing ring walk. I'm just curious about Alexander's outfit. You know, the people, like the British people, may be curious to know what was that outfit inspired by. And I thought I was going to ask Usyk about this, but I thought you might be able to explain it better.
Yeah, Cossack state warriors, Cossack warriors, something like 17th century, and the head of army, the head of actually of state, who was the warrior himself, called Hetman or Ottoman, the leader. He was wearing that kind of stuff. If you take a look at some historical drawings, Bogdan Khmelnytsky, a very important person in Ukrainian history, and if this outfit was inspired by those leaders. So Usyk is an implementation of a Cossack warrior himself, and he's promoting this culture. He's promoting this, not like just taking something to push it because no one else is doing it. He has it here in his heart, and that's why he's doing this. And it's not just outfit; it's his mindset, it's his belief. Because Cossacks were very religious. They were Orthodox Christians, and their biggest icon, idol was the Godmother.
I think the British people who probably didn't understand that, I think they'd appreciate that explanation that you gave there, because obviously that outfit looked absolutely amazing. The fight starts. All week I picked up from Alexander, the only words he kept saying, "I will not leave you alone." I understand why he said that, but everyone that predicted the fight expected Usyk to be counter-punching, fighting on the back foot, but he was the other way around. He was on the front foot. So when he said, "I will not leave you alone," was he pretty much saying what his tactics were?
That included a lot of things. Tactics is just one thing. The rest, it was a part of a mind game and part of genuine attitude. He didn't treat Tyson as his enemy. He treated Tyson as his rival, with respect. No matter what was happening during the build-up, Usyk has respect in his heart, and he will definitely not leave him alone. And they had a very nice conversation after the fight. Tyson came up and he said, "I want to come to Ukraine. I want to take my children, my wife, and come to Ukraine and to stay at your place. And I want you to pick up your family and come to Mukan and spend time together, drinking beer, talking stuff for several days." And they hugged each other, like very warm embraces, and agreed to do so. Maybe not before the rematch, maybe after the rematch, but I think they're gonna be friends. With all the respect, you know, Tyson is a very nice personality. You know better than I do. You spoke to him off camera. All respect to him. He did a great job promoting the fight, pushing up the ratings. His performance was an outstanding one. We can't take it away. I mean, 12 rounds at that speed, I did not predict this. My prediction was KO round number 9. And I say it was on media. I mean, it wasn't a secret. I predicted the KO round number 9, but I think referee stole it.
What made you so confident that Usyk could be the first person to stop Tyson, considering the biggest puncher in some people's opinions in boxing history wasn't able to do it? And Usyk obviously is not known to be a puncher; he's known to be a boxer.
It's a complicated question. I would say it's a hunch, a feeling. Lord sends me sometimes some messages, and I was pretty. You saw it. I wasn't playing.
Gut feeling. I think in English culture we call it a gut feeling.
Gut feeling. Yeah, that's the correct word. I had this gut feeling, especially for round number 9, and I saw the replay on Instagram. The referee, so Usyk was finishing the guy, and he was already finished. And the referee did everything possible to save the guy, which is good. Was it a professional? Probably yes. But I need to see the whole fight and give my impression on what the referee was doing. Because when he started the count, it should already been 5, because he was pushing Usyk almost to the corner and then coming back and said 1 when Tyson was leading on the ropes. For me, that was the moment when the fight should have been stopped.
You know, just before that moment, because I was obviously, whilst I was watching the fight, I was reading the online comments, speaking to some friends in boxing. So a lot of people thought Usyk won the first few rounds, and then they thought there was a change in rounds, maybe 4, 5, 6. Everyone was saying this isn't going to last long. Tyson's going to stop him. That was like the general consensus. A lot of people are saying that because the body work. I know there was a low blow in there as well, but then he landed a couple of really good uppercuts as well. I think Usyk backed up a few times. What were you thinking at that moment? Were you concerned or worried? Be honest, Alex.
At some point, when Usyk, I think it was an uppercut or a hook, a dangerous one, and he caught Usyk really hard. It was a second, like oof, but immediately I saw. I didn't look at Usyk's face. I looked at Usyk's legs, and he started to move. For me, it was okay. I mean, this guy will survive this round. He has to survive, and he will survive, because he had something like that with AJ in the 9th. And if he survives the round, for me, there is absolutely no doubt what's going to happen in the next round. Because this guy, this is the character. And listen, I watched him in the sparrings. When he misses a punch in the sparrings, he never leaves it like that. He always comes back and takes the revenge. And that's what he did.
Is that a sign of elite fighters? And when you're fighting at this sort of top level, that's what they do? Because even though I know you're saying about Tyson could have got stopped, but I don't think anyone expected him to recover like he did in the next 3 rounds. You know, he may have won some of them rounds on some people's cards, but most people would have thought, right, Usyk's going to stop him in the next round. But he came out, back out, and put it back to him.
Yeah, all credits to Tyson. But we've seen that before, recovering from Wilder's punches, coming back strong, like nothing happened to him. For me, that's kind of his how to say, peculiarities, his advantages, that he can do it and so do it so fast. Yeah, I was also thinking there might be a slight chance in the 10th, but come on, Usyk is not a robot. He's also a human being, and in the previous round he exhausted himself a bit, so he had to recover, and he gave Tyson a chance to recover. And we had the 12 rounds, complete crazy pace.
the decision gets made at the end. How confident were you? I think a lot of people, from what I've read, again, I like to just go by public opinion. Most people thought Usyk was a deserved winner, but some people said it could have been a draw. But there's not many that have said Tyson should have won. Like Gareth A. Davies, you know, who gets a lot of stick for being Tyson's #1 fan, but he said to me this morning that he couldn't make a case for Tyson winning the fight.
Tyson winning this fight?
Yeah, he said he couldn't make a case for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Knockdown. So I made my own calculation. It was 7-5. Usyk, but it was the minimum. Normally, when I'm counting Usyk's fights, I make it like Usyk is not a domestic fighter. I did the same with Chisora, and I had like almost a draw decision, very close one. I made it very close with AJ in the first fight, and in the second fight also, but I never had his opponent ahead on points. So when I was walking onto the ring, I had Usyk 7-5, -1 point for the knockdown. So for me, it was no doubt, and I hugged him and congratulated him on that, because there was no other opinion. And then when Michael Buffer started to announce, I said, "Oh, come on!" But we heard that before in AJ rematch. I don't know, by the way, who was this judge, but this judge, we need to talk to him. I mean, we need to ask him a question. How comes that after those 12 rounds he can see Tyson Fury a winner? Even Tyson Fury did not see him a winner. Even his team did not see him a winner. But one judge did. What's the reason for that? We have to clean this sport. We have to keep this sports clean. And this judging, you know, it brings some negative to the fans' opinion, to the fans' approach, attitude. It shouldn't be like that.
I'm just looking at the cards. So you had Judge Mike Fitzgerald had it 114, 113 to Usyk. Judge Manuel Palomo had it 115, 112 to Usyk, and Judge Craig Metcalf had it 113, 114. Do you think basically you only had it by 1 point to Tyson Fury? And some people said some of the rounds could have gone either way.
Yeah, they could go either way. But how many rounds should have gone to Tyson in his discretion, and why? What's his how you say this criteria for giving the victory for giving 10 points to the fighter? What's his criteria? How is it? I don't want to criticize. This is actually not my job, but I can say in general that this kind of judging keeps our sport looking not that clean.
Okay, and then I've got to ask you, you've now seen Alexander do 24 rounds with AJ, you've seen him do 12 rounds with Tyson Fury. Based on what you've seen, I think people in the UK are going to be curious with the opinion of you guys now. Who gave Alexander a harder fight, Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua?
Who gave him
a tougher fight? I'm going to ask Usyk this as well.
Yeah, I think it's Tyson. Tyson gave him a harder fight. I explain you why. Joshua was more comfortable, more convenient fighter, opponent. He has classic style, and it's predictable style. With Fury, these long arms, and he's keeping his chin like this all the time, and it's hard. So you need to, before you land the punch, you need to do a huge volume of work to land it. And this is the science of boxing. You have to find the key. So you need to use all the levels, moving from side to side, and only then you can place one. So you have to spend more energy, way more energy to land just one punch than in a classic fight. And he's really tall, he's strong, he's heavy.
Does he punch hard? Did Alexander say anything about his punch power?
Yeah, he's punching hard. I mean, but we all saw it. Come on, this is heavyweight. You cannot find a heavyweight who is not punching hard. No matter what people say. Puncher, no puncher. If a man lands straight to the chin, the other man goes down. There is no doubt about it.
Indeed. And as his promoter, everyone's going to be curious. I think Alexander was saying a couple of days ago, he's going to carry on fighting. Are you going to push for this rematch? Are you happy to take that rematch? And considering how close it was, it should be another exciting fight.
We are men of our words. If we give, it's not about paperwork. If we shake hands and promise something, we normally do it. Simple as that. So we had this rematch on paper. It was pre-negotiated, even before we had any agreements. So I see no reason for the rematch not to take place. Especially from Usyk's side, it's clear, 100% clear, no doubt about it. The time is an issue because right now we cannot define the time, because after making all the physical examinations, both guys actually have to spend some time with their families, because Tyson, though he got a cut, he was in a training camp, and before that he was training for a Ngannou fight, and Usyk was training for Tyson, then Dubois, then short break, and again Tyson, three. We need to respect that, and we need to give guys a proper rest. If we want to see proper performance, a good performance on the rematch, we have to give them time to reload.
You touched on it there. The last thing I want to ask you about this fight is the injury, because when we was at the press conference, somebody came in and the word was spreading that Usyk's injured. He's got to go to the hospital. He's broken his jaw, and then you came to the presser on your own and you said he's got to go, but you wasn't really saying why. And then next thing you know, Alexander's walking in and he looked absolutely fine. So can you tell us what's going on? Is he injured? What's the situation?
So when we went to the locker room, the local doctor came up to inspect, and Usyk felt some discomfort in his upper jaw. And doctor said that anything could happen, and this is a very sensitive area, so you need to be inspected as fast as it's possible. But normally when you come after the victory to your dressing room, you have hundreds of fans waiting for you outside. Then you have some common procedures like doping test, like some paperwork after the fight, and it's all need to be done, and you need at least some time to recover and to have a couple of words with your teammates. So we took the time, we made the doping test, and then doctor insisted that it has to happen very fast. We filled all the papers, and Iges came up to Usyk and said, listen, we need to skip the press conference because the doctor is pushing us hard. We need to go as soon as possible. The ambulance outside is prepared for the drive. But Usyk said, guys, listen, we need to comply with our obligations. We have the press conference, let's go to the hospital after press conference. Then again discussions with the doctor, because I was with Usyk in a small room and Iges was talking to the doctor. Then he comes in, says, yeah, we can't skip it. The doctor, we can't go to the press conference because the doctor is pushing it. So we take this decision, maybe one of us go to the press conference and explain what's happening. So I was the one, so I came, I spoke, I talked to the people, apologized for Usyk not showing up, and I was walking back because I wanted to catch the car for the hospital to join them. And suddenly I see Usyk walking, And I thought my impression was that they were walking to the car to go to the hospital. And then our security guy, no, it's a press conference. Oh, okay, welcome back. Probably the narrative about his broken jaw was brought by Tyson and Frank at the press conference. That's according to what I heard from other people, because I didn't open my Instagram yet. So Usyk showed up. He showed that his jaw is not broken. He had this stuff long time before. It's not really serious, but you feel discomfort. But when the doctor, normal doctor, hears that after the fight, especially here in Saudi Arabia, doctors are not that experienced in boxing. So if he feels that the guy is not confident with what's happening here, a very sensitive area, so he sends him to the hospital. Nothing major. So he went to the hospital after the press conference, and they made the exams, and it's something like 1 week recovery.
So just to clarify, there is no broken jaw. Alexander's ready to rock and roll.
No, absolutely no. Thanks God, he's safe and sound.
And the last thing I want to ask you, and if you can touch on it yourself, we said Lomachenko on Friday, I think it was, won the world title. Your guy Barincek has won a world title, your fighter. Usyk's obviously become undisputed. I know the country Ukraine's going through a lot of troubles, and it's obviously highlighted in the media. What does this mean to the country as a whole, and also a personal note for yourself, being involved with two fighters who are top of their game right now?
Wow. What a night. This is the peak of my career. I've been boxing almost 20 years, and I've never had it before. I never had two-time undisputed. I think not just myself, but many other promoters never experienced that. And in the same night, one man becoming the undisputed and the other man overseas becoming the WBO champion. And you cannot imagine. When I start talking about this, I feel the pressure here in the chest, because you cannot imagine how much work has been done. I just a throwback, like flashback of what took place and how hard it was. For me, I had Barincek. A funny story about Barincek. After the Olympic Games, I thought to myself, I said to myself, listen, Usyk is a gold medalist. Do you have enough resource to sign and to handle a gold Olympic champion in cruiserweight? It was heavyweight in amateurs. I was hesitating. I didn't think of it. But Barincek was the silver, and Barincek was the first guy who I approached. And that was a very funny story. When I had a show in Odessa in Ukraine, 2012. I think Alexander Ustinov was fighting. I went to the city center to browse some stuff, and it was a small shop for leather coats. And when I was there, I was just myself and two girls who were handling the store. And suddenly I was trying a coat near the mirror, and suddenly the door opens, and in this empty room walks in Vasyl Lomachenko, Alexander Usyk, Denis Barincek, Alexander Gvozdyk, and a couple more guys.
Dream team.
Yeah, that Olympic dream team. They walk in the center of Odessa, where I couldn't expect to meet them. And I was like, girls, do you know who's in the house? And the guys were, listen, they were just from the Olympics, like that, nose high, whoa, number ones in the world, very proud guys. These guys are Olympic medalists and champions. We don't give a shit if they unless they buy some stuff from our shop. So it looked a little bit funny, and that was the point where I approached Barincek first. So I told him, listen, I want to make you an offer to become the professional. I spoke to your trainer, and you know who was his trainer by that time? Usyk's current trainer. Yeah, so I talked to Yuri.
Is Yuri smiling because he never smiles?
Yes, he's smiling. Sometimes, not that often. No, he's a very pleasant guy. So he was Berinchik's trainer at that time, and the Olympics. And I was talking to him, and you know, when it's from amateurs, guys have no clue about what's happening in professionals. Now they are all top level. So Berinchik was the first guy who I approached, but he didn't give his consent because he didn't know how much he costs. He couldn't define for himself. And then after we signed with Usyk, and Usyk, I think Usyk became I have signed Berinchik three years later, in 2016, when Usyk became the world champion. So he actually lost 3-4 years browsing, trying to decide whether he wants to go for the second Olympic Games or not, whether he wants to stay in amateurs or go professional. So he was thinking, considering, and he lost those 4 years. Otherwise, he would become the world champion earlier. That's my personal. But the other thing that kept him from fighting the world championship was Vasil Lomachenko. They were from the same team. They had some issues, not bad issues, but good issues together. But fighting each other doesn't look good, neither for neither of them. And for Ukraine, it would be a huge event, but would it be so interesting in the USA? I have no idea. Probably no. So now both of them are champion in the same division, IBF and WBO. We don't know the plans for Lomachenko for the future.
Alex versus Igas? I mean,
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I'd like to see that press conference.
That would be a funny one. But I don't think it's going to happen. We can assume, but I don't think it's going to happen. So
I know one person that can make that happen. His Excellency.
Yes. He's making some impossible things possible.
And I'll end on that as well. And like I said, as I said to you, huge congratulations on the success you guys have had. I'll end on the people behind the scenes. You know, we saw a lot of build up in this fight. You know, people like, you know, the press conferences, back and forth, pushing, shoving, headbutts. But as I've said to you, and I've seen you guys behind the scenes, you know, yourself, you know, Tyson's manager Spencer Brown, His Excellency, you guys all work together as a team. And you know, and people don't see that because all we see on cameras is like, you know, effing and jeffing back and forward. But behind the camera, you're all friends, and you just created one of the biggest events in boxing history.
Yeah, absolutely. We are friends, we are colleagues, we are partners. We stay in touch. You know what? I have in WhatsApp. I have a present from Spencer. You see it over there, the green one.
Is that the Tyson Fury jacket?
It's the undisputed jacket. I can show you.
Okay, go on. Let's have a look. Alex is just going to get us this jacket, which looks absolutely amazing. I wonder if the fact that I'm going to get this on camera, I wonder if Spencer can sort me out with one of these, because I'm guessing this is very limited. That is amazing. Wow.
Alex Krassyuk.
He got customized. Wow.
Yes. Igis Klimas, Alex Krassyuk, and Alex Usyk. So that was the present from Spencer.
Wow.
Just several.
Wow.
Just several hours before the fight, they delivered it to me. So I took pictures. I sent it to Spencer. Thank you very much, brother. Just an amazing piece. Good luck for tonight. Let the best man win. We had a great build-up. We've done so much. We worked so hard for so long. Let's make it happen. So now our job is finished. Let's sit and enjoy. Now it's time for two guys to work.
And that just sums up what this event's been about: friendship and people making the biggest event. And I think that this rematch, there doesn't need to be bad blood or, you know, pretend bad blood, because the fight was that great. People want to watch it. But Alex, thank you so much for your time today. Any final words before I let you go?
Thanks God for everything. All glory to God.
Amen to that.